Stay tuned to understand the concept of applet life cycle. An applet is said to be dead when it is removed from the memory. Now, it's time for all of us to understand individually, step by step, about the different states. Sir, how exactly we are trying to do that with the programming? So I have the small snippet for all of you here. Please observe. So I will be using the method called destroy. So this is going to be a very, very important point. Hello everyone, I welcome all of you to the yet another interesting session on applet programming. Yes, guys, in my previous session, I have introduced all of you to the concept of what is an applet. Yes, in that session, I've also discussed how exactly the life cycle of an applet happens and what exactly the steps that I have to follow to create an applet. So yes, so I have told you in my previous session, if you remember, my dear students, I will be discussing the life cycle of an applet in detail in this session is what I would like to discuss with all of you, right? So guys, stay tuned to understand the concept of applet life cycle. So yes, this is what I have discussed in my previous session with the diagrams. But I have not discussed in detail about each and every step that I have in the life cycle of an applet. Now, it's time for all of us to understand individually, step by step, about the different states that I have in the applet. Yes. What is the first step that I have? What is the first state that I have? So please listen to me carefully. The first state is all about the newborn state, and the next state that I have is a running state, an idle state, and a dead state. Let's understand how exactly these different states of an applet is working for us in program. Let's check with the first one. So guys, the initialization state, we also call it as a newborn state. All right, so how exactly this state is working? So what is that I have to do? So all those things from the scratch, let's understand about the state. Sir, where is this initialization state is coming from? So if you ask me, my dear students, I'm calling this newborn state as a initialization state. That's what you need to understand here. Let's understand in detail about the state. So guys, remember, applets enters the initialization state when it is first loaded. That's a first state that you need to remember. So fine. How exactly we are bringing that to the first state? So please remember, this is done by calling init method. So please observe, this is very, very important. I'm trying to highlight this. So guys, init method is very important if you are trying to bring the applet to the first state, that is newly born state. So what exactly this init method is doing? Init in the sense initialize. So that's what you need to remember. So which will create the applet, so which will bring the applet to the new state or the newly born state. So that's what you need to remember about the first point. Sir, how exactly we are trying to do that with the programming? So I have the small snippet for all of you here. Please observe. What is that I have here? I have public, I have void init. Init is a method name that I have here. That's what you need to remember. And void is the return type for this method what I have. I repeat, init is a method which will help me to initialize an applet. So using this method, I will be initializing or I will be creating the applet is what you need to remember. So this is the method that you have to use to have a newly born applet, right? So fine, moving forward to the next point. Yes, applet is in the born state. So fine. So when I'm in the born state, especially with the applet, okay, guys, please remember I can do all these things. What is the first point that I have? So I can create the objects needed by the applet. So that is the first thing that I can do it when I'm having the applet in the initialization state. So I can also set up the initial values. Yes, I can also do that. And then I can load image or fonts. And please remember, I can set up the colors. All these things, I can do it when the applet is in the first state, that is in the initial state. All right, so what is the next state that I have? So please check out for the next state, that is running state. So guys, in the running state, it's very important that all of you should understand. So I will be using a method called start. So please observe, I'll be using a method called start. So I would like to show you the diagram back again. So guys, remember this diagram. So I'm discussing about this running state. To have this running state, so from the newly born state, I'm using a method called start. I want all of you to observe this carefully. If I want to go from newly born state to the running state, what is the method that I have to use? So please remember, I have to use the method called start. So this is very important with respect to the running state. So fine, moving forward to the next point. Sir, should I call this method? So how do I bring the applet from the newly born state to the running state? Automatically it will happen. You don't have to do anything is what I would like to tell you at this point of time. So that is what we are trying to discuss in the second point. Right, moving forward to the last point. So please remember, init method and the start methods may be called more than one time. So that's what you need to remember. I have the method called start. So how do I write that in the program? If you ask me, yes, I have the snippet for all of you here. So this is how I will have my start method. So to have the thread, is it thread? No, it is an applet. So guys, to have the applet in the running state, so I will be writing the method like this is what you need to remember at this point of time. So the main thing that you should never forget is start method. So which will bring your newly born thread or newly born applet to the running state is what you need to remember. And also please don't forget, you can call the init, that is initialize method, and the start method more than one time is what you need to remember. Moving forward to the next state. So what is the next state that I have? So stop state or idle state. So if I want to have the stop state, sir, what exactly this stopped or idle state? Currently, my applet will be in the running state. So my applet is getting executed. So it is being consumed, or it is being consuming the time of the processor to get the execution done. But please remember, I'm forcefully asking the applet to go to the stop state. I'm asking the applet to stop its execution. So that's what you need to understand with respect to the stop state or idle state. So how it will happen? So by calling the function or the method, that is stop method, to explicitly stop the execution of an applet. So that's what you need to remember here. So fine, you all understood, and this is the snippet that you should remember. What is the method that you will use? You will use the method called stop, and you will specify whatever you wanted to take the action inside this method. So you can define it, is what I would like to tell you. So fine, an applet becomes an idle state when it is stopped from running. Stop occurs automatically. When automatically it will happen when you leave the page. So that is one thing. And also explicitly you can stop the applet by calling the method called stop is what you need to remember. And the last point, so please remember, if the thread is used in the applet, then stop method should be used to terminate the thread. That's what you need to remember. Suppose, sir, I will make it very simple and clear to all of you. Thread is different, applets is different. Suppose I'm using the threads in your applet. If I want to stop the thread, or if I want to bring the thread to the terminate state, I have to use the method called stop to terminate the thread is what you need to remember at this point of time. So moving forward to the next state of our applet, so that is going to be dead state. Dead state is nothing but, so guys, check out, an applet is said to be dead when it is removed from the memory. This word is very important. An applet is removed from the memory. So if you remove from the memory, leads to the last state, that is dead state. So fine. So how do I move, or how do I remove an applet from the memory? So I will be using one of the function called destroy. This is one of the important function that you have to understand with respect to an applet. So to remove or to make it free from the memory, if you are making it free from the memory and you cannot expect that applet to be anymore, so it will be in a dead state is what you need to remember. So fine, and the last point with respect to that is, like initialization, destroying stage occurs only once in applet life cycle. So guys, so this is what you need to remember. So dead state will happen only once. So that's what you need to remember with this state. Guys, a very, very important state. That is going to be the display state. Sir, we have a question here. You did not say anything about the state called display state in the diagram, but you are trying to discuss the state. So where is this coming from is what we are asking all of us. So guys, please check out. So I have the display. So whenever I'm saying that it is a display state, you need to understand that is a running state. Okay, so that's what you need to remember. So fine. So what exactly display state is all about? So please listen to me carefully. This is one of the last state of an applet cycle that I'm going to discuss with all of you in today's session. So guys, applet moves to the display stage whenever it must perform some output operation. This is a very important point that you should remember. So what exactly is that? I want to display anything. I want to print the output. So at that particular point of time, applet moves to the state called display state. So that is what you need to highlight or you need to understand in this point. So guys, where do you get the output? Obviously on the screen, sir. Yes. The paint method. So please remember this method. This is one of the important method with respect to the applet. So paint method is one of the method is called to finish this task. If you want to display anything, so I will be using the method called paint method is what you need to remember here. Every applet will have a paint method. So is what you need to remember. So how do I write that? So yes, check out the snippet for all of you that I have here. Void paint is a method that you need to remember. Paint is the name of the method that I'm using, and then please observe graphics. I'm passing an object called G. So please remember that, and whatever you wanted to have the statements with respect to this function, you can have it is what I would like to tell you at this point of time. So now, my dear students, a quick glance of the entire life cycle of an applet is what I am presenting in front of all of you. So guys, quickly please remember. So if you want to start the thread, is it thread? No, it is an applet. So most of you will get confused. So guys, I'm speaking with respect to the applet. If you want to initialize the applet, so please remember, so you will be using the function called init. So please remember this. This will be helpful for all of you to remember. So find to initialize an applet, so you have to use a method called init method. All right. So moving forward, then you have the running method. So if you want to have your applet in the running method, so you have to use the method called start. Suppose if I want to have a display, I want to display some output, then I will be using the method called, what is that? So come on guys, it's a display method. So is it display method? See, please check out. So I will be using the paint method. So that's what you need to remember. So guys, so whenever I speak about the display, you should remember the method called paint method. So that's what you need to remember here. So that's what we have understood, right? So we have the paint method. The same way, if I want to move any of the applet to the idle state, so I will be using the stop method. I will be using the stop method is what you need to remember. In the same way, I can use the start method to resume it back to the running state. So that's what you need to remember. Suppose if I want to move that applet permanently to the dead state, so I will be using the method called destroy. So this is going to be a very, very important point that you should remember with respect to the life cycle of an applet. So guys, here I come to an end of the concept of the life cycle of an applet. So in the next session, I will be coming up with interesting topics with respect to an applet. So till then, take care. Bye-bye.